Say what's cracking YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994 I got arrested. Eventually, I got sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories and developed some good insight on prison, the street life. I'm gonna share some with y'all today. Hey, be sure to check this video out. If you like it, hit the like, comment, subscribe, all that old type of stuff. You already know what it is. Hey man, let's hop right up into this today, right? No wasting time, no wasting time, no wasting time. Hopefully all y'all can see that, man. So what that is an official ID from the California Department of Corrections. So for those of y'all that be keeping up with my page, like I said, I've done 24 years straight. I had life. So eventually I was found suitable. That's what they call when you go to the parole board and then they say, okay, you know, we're going to grant you parole and you're going to come home. So maybe about a week or two before I was due to come home, which was probably about 3.5 months after I went to the parole board, I told them I lost my ID. And so, because you got to have one of these for identification in prison. So they went and made me another one. But the reason I did that is because I wanted to bring this home with me so I could keep it from time to time to remind me of what I've been through. And today is a perfect day, right? So I was looking on YouTube and I happened to see there's a YouTuber by the name of A Convict Perspective. Now he has about 36,000 subscribers, which is a decent amount of subscribers. I believe he's from Northern California. To keep it honest, I don't know much about him. I don't watch him much. I may have watched him a time or two. If I'm not mistaken, I think he reached out to me in the past, maybe to do an interview. Possibly not, but if not him, it was a couple of northerner YouTubers. And the reason why I just chose not to do the interview, right? I kind of looked at their channel, and from time to time, I see that they're embroiled in a lot of beef. You know what I'm saying? A lot of controversy. Some of the up north YouTube channels and stuff, or any YouTube channel period that's kind of like, caught up in a lot of beef and unnecessarily back and forth. Me personally, I tend to try to just stay away from that type of thing because I tell myself that when I was in prison, I could have walked out of my cell any day of the week I wanted. Took 2 or 3 steps to my left or 2 or 3 steps to my right and got all the beef I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it makes no sense to come home after doing time in prison and get caught up in some bull stuff, especially, right? The name of the dude's real name, man, they got it all out there on YouTube and all that. His name is William Vick. And so what happened with that is he has turned himself in for a double shooting, and I believe in Tucson, Arizona, right? Hopefully he'll come up out of that situation. I don't have any idea if that situation is related to YouTube or whatever, but all I'm saying is I especially try to stay away from the extremely controversial topics on YouTube because at the end of the day, it's too late in the game to be going back to prison. The dude is 45 years old, man. 45 years old, charged with a double shooting. So if things don't turn out the best way possible for him, who knows when he'll get out, And so that's what I said, man. I always have a saying, don't wind up somebody else's content. Now this dude has went from making content to being content. My content, I'm sure a few other YouTubers will have him down to some content. And the same with me. If I get out there in them streets and make a mistake, you don't think I'm going to be people's content? They're going to be talking about me, saying how silly I was and stuff like that, man. So we gotta stay mindful of the situation, man. So like I say, from time to time, I glance at this thing to remind me, because every now and then too, I might be out there in the streets pumping some gas or whatever, and I may have a disagreement. It's hard enough in this world, navigating through the world today, as crazy as people are, as disrespectful as people are, without also having an added bonus of dealing with beef that comes from YouTube. People who sometimes have nothing better to do than get on YouTube and harass you for whatever reason. And initially that was one of the big things that I had to deal with when I first started doing YouTube. I think a lot of us who are in the so-called prison genre, and many of us who have been to prison, we mistakenly feel that we are entitled to a certain amount of respect that we're not entitled to. But in the street, in prison, a lot of doing time is based on respect. So when a lot of us get disrespected on the streets, unfortunately, we will return back to the negative conflict resolution solving tactics that we had in prison, which a lot of times is resulting to violence. Once again, not saying that has anything to do with the dude Flacco from a convict's perspective. I'm just saying that, for me, it's healthy to stay mindful of what's going on, because like I said, for a day or two, this dude Flacco is going to be content on YouTube for some YouTubers, maybe a week. Then after that, it's on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? It's on to the next person. It's on to the next idea. It's on to the next topic, while still he'll be in there dealing with his situation. And so a lot of times viewers will reach out to me and they'll say, hey, Chill, what's your thoughts on this? Or what's your thoughts on that? And so like I said, sometimes I think, okay, well, what would be the benefit of me speaking on that situation? Because a lot of times if it's not beneficial, I'm going to just choose not to do it, because you may always have an individual who gets upset with something that you say. Then I also got to keep in mind, a lot of these dudes, they out here high, dressing in women's clothes, putting things up their nose, you know what I'm saying? Or who knows, these dudes is sitting back on meth, all types of crazy stuff. So me getting caught up and involved with a person on YouTube who I can't even see his face, he's just making comments and saying negative stuff. Like I said, this dude could be high, any old type of thing. So now I'm the fool for going back and forth with this individual. So like I said, this is not necessarily really about the dude from a convict's perspective. This is just to keep me mindful, man. And hopefully a lot of the other YouTubers out there, if they happen to watch this, man, let's all try to stay out of this YouTube beef, because it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's too good out here, especially for many of us who have done a considerable amount of time in prison, man. One thing I can guarantee you about Flacco, right? He not going to eat as good as I'm going to eat tonight. And you know what? That is not a joke at Flacco's expense. It's a joke, but it's not a joke at Flacco's expense. But what I'm saying is, man, the food is too good out here. The women are too beautiful. Being with family is too good to throw it all away. Once again, and for the last time, I reiterate, I do not know if what he got into was YouTube related or whatever. I'm just saying, for any reason, it's not worth messing up and losing our freedom out here. And so that's all I wanted to say, man. We got to stay mindful of what's going on. We got to enjoy this life. We got to enjoy the rest of the time that we have. I definitely don't want to be walking around with another one of these to get into the law library, to get into the class, to, walk through a gate, to do this, to do that, man. It would be hell being in a cell. You know what I'm saying? It's too good out here. So anyway, I'm just going to wrap this up. Like I said, do not wind up somebody else's content. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.